Hey, welcome back to the table. I was going to take a break. I've been at it for easily 5 hours today, and how can I take a break when the ISS Vanguard's under attack? And so I was letting my battery charge as much as possible. I went and took at least a 40-minute break here, but my battery is still pretty low. But I do have it plugged in while I'm recording. It just restricts my mobility a little bit. And here we go. Let's, oh, that's right. I wanted to check, are we really landing on Section 1? I got to check that. Yes, I can confirm we are in the damaged bridge area. So, as you can see, it requires a wrench and a computer screen, and that happens to be the engineering specialty. So I am going to give the start marker to the engineer. It's ironically actually already there. And so we're going to start with the engineer, and as you can see, we just need an engineer plus a computer monitor. Now, I could actually start with somebody different and just have the engineer assist them. But I'm not. I'm going to just go ahead and get started. So this particular character has a very interesting ability for this mission. Spend a charge to take a chosen small or personal equipment card from the armory. I got 2 charges. I'm going to spend them both right now. And so we're going to go into the armory here. I don't think I need the mobility suit because we don't have... I mean, there are biomes. I see pinwheels. And the little symbol that has like it looks like a pyramid with the sun on top. So clearly that doesn't help here. But I am going to take this portable probe, and I get to take something else. I just got to figure out what that something else is going to be. So I'm thinking protective nanofoam that protects me from injury. So I might actually do that, but let me go through, because look, I got this energy shield, which might help the... I can't do that with this character, but I have an energy shield, I have a defense system. Like, there's some stuff that I could possibly consider getting out. I also have this hazmat suit. But let's look. They got the stasis suit, or stasis suit, I guess is what it's called. I roll 1 injury die less, but the biomes don't match. Then there's a protective suit. This one does protect from the pinwheel. You may exhaust 2 dice to ignore the danger die effect. That might be worth doing. Let me keep going through and see what else we can get. I also have this is an interesting one, the blue nutrient, that return this card to reroll any number of blue dice. It's a one-time use, so it's not like the best thing in the world. I got a medevac drone. Can't use it with the engineer, though. And then we have the construction arm. All right, I'm actually going to take the protective suit MK1. And you can see there, let me get it out a little better. So you can see the second symbol here. That's the pinwheel. And then see this symbol on the far right? That's the pyramid with the sun on top. And that matches the aggregator assault. Look at that. At the top there. It's a pinwheel and the pyramid with the sun on top. So I'm going to go ahead and take that suit. And those are the 2 pieces of equipment I'm going to grab. The engineer doesn't really have fantastic stuff. We could have gotten the hazmat. The energy shields and some of those other things are more... Like, the engineer could take the mining probe, but we're not going to mine probe. Or the outpost, right? Like, we can't do some of that stuff. Oh, we could have taken this one, a multi-tool. In fact, I'm going to take that instead of this suit. I'm going to take the multi-tool. So I just think that's going to help me with dice checks. In fact, the multi-tool will absolutely pass this dice check without me needing to spend any dice at all. And I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to spend on the multi-tools. Look at that. It's a wrench plus a computer monitor. So I'm going to use it, get the equipment, and then I'm going to flip it over and use the equipment right away. And oh, guess what? Ding, ding, I pass without even needing to roll a single die. So we're going to go to log 188. They said this was going to be a really hard mission, so I'm going to not hold back. I'm going to use what I got.
That should do it. Situation console working. All comms operational.
Good job, Alpha Team. We can now coordinate the defense throughout the ship. Now get out there and show these attackers what the people of Earth are made of.
Alright, so replace this card with 230. So let me get that going. This one is 244. And we're going to grab 230. There is only one of them, thank goodness. So it's the Vanguard Bridge. The captain and XO have trouble staying on top of the situation. Alright, but it's a flag, so that means it's done. There is a special action printed on the enemy advantage slot, available in multiple places on the planet board, that can be used to reduce the enemy advantage. Though using it may cost the lives of your crew members, letting enemies overrun Vanguard will be even more costly. Ooh. Okay, let's look at that enemy advantage slot. So, over here, you can see there's a special action called Reduce Enemy Advantage. It requires a shield and a computer screen, which is a really weird mix. So a shield and a computer screen, and if you use both, you get to go to log 396. But as you can see, accident plus accident is going to add another marker to the enemy advantage. And if there's ever 10 or more, then we do a log. And then, of course, that's this can only be done in this sector with that symbol. And you can see that symbol is at the bridge. So I also forgot that the engineer could have taken this. This would have actually been helpful, but I didn't take it. So, okay, I already did one special thing with the engineer, so I can't do another special thing. So the only other thing I can do is move. And so the only place to move to is here. Now, look at this section, Section 8. There's no path to get here. So, how do I go to Section 8? I don't know. But I can go here to Section 2. And it does require me to exhaust a die. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do the basic blue. And then we'll do log 402.
We're now reaching the main concourse. I see a lot of fire and smoke.
Several missiles have hit the hull near the nose of the ship. The automated systems are working at peak capacity to contain the damage.
There's a full-blown panic here. The crew is running around like headless chickens. I see no officer in charge.
Should we intervene? This is the main route to the bridge. It would be good to organize a defensive perimeter.
It's your call, Fire Team Alpha. Remember, your prime directive is to beat back the enemy assaults. If you try doing everything yourself, you may run out of time. In this mission, you will often stumble into critical situations on ISS Vanguard. You will be given a choice to either solve the crisis yourself, assign some of your available crew to do it, or ignore the crisis and ask the bridge crew to deal with it.
Every task you agree to perform yourself will set up a new POI card representing the situation somewhere on the board. If you do not attend the situation, it will deteriorate. Trying too many things at once can cause you to fail your main objective with severe consequences. That I understand. Every time you assign a crew member to solve a crisis, they may die. Depending on the situation, crew member rank, section, or even converter symbol on their crew member cards will determine whether all assigned crew members live or die. In general, the more and more experienced crew members you assign, the safer they are. Every time you choose to ignore a crisis, Vanguard will receive a considerable penalty. Now's the time to make your first choice. All players discuss and choose one. And obviously I don't know the outcome of these. So stop the panic and build the defenses yourself. Order your crew to stop the panic and build the defenses requires at least one available crew member card, or do nothing. I think the do nothing is not a good choice. We're doing one of the other two. I feel like I have plenty of crew members I can assign to stuff, so like I'm wondering like why wouldn't I do that? I mean, they're saying that you could potentially lose those crew members, but it's like, well, what's going to cause me to lose those crew members? Like that's the part I don't understand. So that's where I'm really stuck. Okay, yeah. So I took a quick pick. You know me. That's what I do. So I didn't read it all because I don't want to ruin this for even me. So what it's basically doing is if I choose this, it goes down a rabbit hole of penalties. But it does get done. Like the defense perimeter does get set up, and I don't even know what the penalties are because I had to go to another log and I didn't bother. If I choose this, I get a POI where I have to solve it, right? I have to roll dice and accomplish it. If I do the middle one, what it does is I get to assign a certain number of crew members, and it's up to me on how many I assign. And then it jumps to this formula, which I did not fully read, but just as a case in point, some of it is if you have somebody from engineering, you gain a point. If you add up all the ranks of everybody assigned. So, you have 3 ranked ones. Well, that adds up to 3 ranks, right? Or 1 rank 3 and a rank 1 adds up to 4 ranks. So you're adding up it's like all these points that you add up based on who you assigned. And the symbols add points. The type, which section they're from, adds points. So you're choosing section, rank, and symbols. Now, obviously, the game's not helping you to know which ones are more powerful, but whichever ones you choose, there's a point system. And then based on the points, you go to certain logs. And then, of course, number one, I can tell you that an engineer will help us. I can also tell you that I read that the rank is going to help us. So if I put higher ranked people on this task, it's going to help us. What I can't tell you is I didn't go bother looking at like, okay, if you have this many points, you go to this log. If you have this many points, you go to that log. I didn't check that. That's where I stopped. So I at least wanted to have like a intellectual understanding of what happens here. So at my current situation, I have 8 supplies, which is more supplies than I ever have on any other planet landing. And I'm armed to the teeth with dice. I mean, I really feel like I could do every POI myself. Like, I don't even think I need my crew members. But at the same time, I got all these crew members. Why wouldn't I assign them? So I'm going to try this path of the crew member for this one. And then we can decide, what to do after this. One of the things that is crossing my mind, though, is everybody gets to take a turn. Well, turn 1 is going to be to move. Turn 2 could be to do the special action here. But turn 2 could be to move again, I guess. So part of me is like, maybe I say we're going to do this one ourselves because every other character has to move into this area and gets to do one special action. The other thing is that special action could just simply be to reduce the enemy advantage. Like we could do that as well. So there's a lot to do here. I don't disagree with that. We don't have our equipment, so it's not like I'm going to get to use our special bonuses on everything. So, yeah, let's assign our people to this one. We're going to order our crew. Choose any number of available crew members from your section and other sections if their players agree. These crew members may die fulfilling your order. Oh, I don't want to look at that yet. That's the formula I was telling you about. So I'm here. My eyes are looking exactly where the camera is looking. This is the engineer, so we obviously get to choose from the engineer section, and then we get to grab from other sections if people agree. Well, I am going to look real quick. I got rank 1, rank 1, rank 2, rank 1. I only have one rank 2 engineer in the whole mix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compromise instead. I'm going to give 2 rank 1 engineers, and then we're going to take a rank 2 of something else. So we're setting up defenses. So I would think security is necessary for this one, and maybe one with a strong arm. Don't you think strength would be necessary? Or maybe a shield. A shield would be good. I don't know how many I'm supposed to assign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Riku to the mix. He's a rank 3. So I know he's going to give us some good points. He has a shield. He's security. So if I do Riku and these two, that's 3 crew members. I mean, I have a ton more. Should I add another one? That's my question. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to add another. We'll add a science. No, these are defenses. We're going to add a recon. We'll add a level 1 recon. We're going to add one with the eyeball. No, that's alien artifacts. We'll add one with the compass. This one. We'll add Ute. 2 Utes. All right, so I'm going to assign 4 people to this. I have no idea if this is smart or not smart. Let's find out. Okay, place card 231 in the sector if it's not there yet. So let's grab 231. And there is only one. So here's what it says. Stop the panic, and you can see it's got a big long thing. And we can't leave until it's done, which is interesting. Remove one marker from the enemy advantage slot and go to 461. And then you can see there's a time thing too. So I'm going to put this there. Then it says, if the sum of your chosen crew members is 3 or more. Well, sure. We got one level 3 right there. So then we get to progress the track by 2. So I'm going to put 2 points on the track. And there's 3 more points left to go. For every chosen crew member from the security or engineering section, progress the green track by 2. Well, we got 2 engineers and 1 security because we were smart and we knew security would be needed. That's 6 points. It's done. And then look, for every chosen crew member who has a shield or a wrench, progress the green track by 2. So I totally overkilled this. This guy by himself could have done it. He has a shield and a wrench, that's 2 and 4. He's a security, that's 6, and he's rank 3, that's 8 points. By himself, this guy could have done it. So I totally overkilled it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all these guys in the resting pool. I think that's the right, appropriate way to do it. And this thing got obliterated out of the park. Has it reached the outcome? Yes, it did. So we're going to roll 3... Oh, hold on. 3 injury dice for every chosen crew member. If I roll that and that, or 2 of those, the crew member dies. After all rolls are finished, place the surviving crew members in the resting crew. Okay, that's not cool. They just, like, even if I succeeded, they're going to die? Hold on, did I not pay... Like, we progressed to the green track. Or was it asking me if the other track was... All right. This was log 40. I'm just going to check the book real quick. I think I really do have to check to see if these people die, which is ridiculous. All they're doing is setting up barriers. Okay, then we have to go to 409 to make our first choice. I chose crew members, so we're going to go to 474. Okay, then we do our little check. Did the green track reach the outcome? Yes, and then this is exactly it. We could die. So I have to roll a blood drop with the mess at the bottom and a regular blood drop, or 2 blood drops with a mess at the bottom, and I'm rolling 3 dice. Ugh. So I only have 2 injury dice here. I mean, I do have the bag with the other dice. I can maybe go grab one of those. So this is the upgraded dice we were talking about. Now I could see in the upgraded dice that there's some advanced dice in here that must be in our secret envelope, because those dice aren't available to me right now. So every person has to roll these. Ugh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the pile right here, and whoever's on top, that's who I roll for. Oh my gosh, I don't want to lose my level 3 guy. This is not what I'm supposed to be rolling. So that's why I didn't need a third one. So that was really silly of me. Apology. I got to roll 3 injury dice. This. Alright. 3 of these is no problem. They're saying if I have this plus this, they die. Or that. They die if either of those happen. So, now what's interesting, when any crew member in your sector would gain an injury, you could discard this. But so this person survived. Lives for another day. So now we got Riku. Oh, come on. We got lucky. Riku survives. Woo, I almost don't even care what happens now. That is bad, but these 2 saved him. So he survives. And then the last one. Bing, bing, and bing. All of them survived. But now I am very nervous, because that kind of test, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you succeed or not. You could die just because of a die roll, and you have nothing to mitigate it. All right, so
All routes to the bridge are now blocked and crewed with armed volunteers. It won't stop irrigators forever, but at least the bridge is safer now.
Good work, Fire Team Alpha. Now we can...
all right, so we gain a success token. Fair enough. And then replace the card in your sector with 232. Excuse me. Here we go, 232. So we got our defensive perimeter up, and then you could see we could take a small equipment card from the armory and place it next to our crew board. If we go there and do that check, and then we can draw a card. So it's at least something, not, the best thing in the world. And then the other thing to point out is that on that last card we just replaced, by completing the green track, we were able to remove 1 cube from the enemy advantage. So that did happen.
This is your captain speaking. We're now speeding away from the enemy fleet using the full throttle of our engines. Unfortunately, one of the enemy cruisers was able to catch up with us, and its missiles hit the bridge. We have many casualties, but we're still operational. Beware of sudden impacts in your area. If you have no full emergency suit, find a safe, pressurized space and stay there.
Okay, so I don't know why all this other stuff is happening, but place 241 in Sector 8. This is that sector I was telling you we can't move to. Open the ship book at page 3 and check to see if there's card B10. Oh, we got a cruiser. Oh, that's what this is. This is like a ship-to-ship battle. Oh, really cool. All right, so I'm pretty sure we have B10, folks, but let me check. This is that Vindicator missile. That I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking for. Yep, the Vindicator cannon. We are armed and ready, folks. So we got the Vindicator cannon. If it's there, progress the green track on 241 in Sector 8 by 2. That's done. So Place the bombardment threat card in the designated slot above the planet board, and place the bombardment standee on Sector 8. Okay, I didn't even know we had a standee for this, but bombardment threat card. So the bombardment threat card is just this. I mean, basically we're getting bombed. It's a methodical wave, and you can see there's bing, bing, bing. So as we move the token, so they're saying to put a standee there. I don't think we necessarily need a standee. We know where the bombardment's coming from, but like, what would the miniature for that be? Page 42 of the rulebook. One of you viewers pointed that out. I haven't forgotten. What does bombardment look like? Oh, there's a dust storm standee. That cracks me up. It looks like, a tornado. Okay, bombardment. It literally looks like missiles falling out of the sky and crashing into the planet. So, do we have a miniature that looks like that, though? It's a great question. I'm going to look underneath the miniature box. Oh, there's the storm. We had the storm, and it looks like a tornado. So the question is where's the bombardment? Oh, we even have a pet in here. Oh, there's a bombardment. We got it. They did fulfill their promise. They gave us everything. So somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Boy, I couldn't tell looking at it, but now I see it. Okay, so this is the bombardment miniature. And what this is, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's little missiles here. There's 1, 2, and then there's one in the middle there. Those are 3 missiles, and then this is the flame coming off the missiles. So they're pointing straight down, going to crash into the planet. So that's the bombardment. So I'll put that there. Place the time track token in the first slot of the bombardment threat card. Done. That's actually underneath the camera here. Do not resolve it. Place optional mission M103 and read it. So let's get the mission book out. M103. I'm sure this mission is to deal with this. Destroy the aggregator cruiser. To reach the cruiser, you need to clear the hangar, Sector 4, and launch a lander from there. Okay. So we got that as well. I don't like the fact that people might die, but this is rather fun. Sector 4 is this one. And if you remember, they told us in the hints, they did give us a hint that the order we do these matters. Sector 4 was about launching an interceptor. Sector 5, I think, was about getting access to the armory. And then Sector 6, I thought there was something, I think that lets you get more crew members added or something. I know it unlocks the med bay. So, anyways, that's our situation. Yeah, so this aggregator cruiser thing, I don't think we could do anything about it until we get this this here dealt with. And the cruiser itself, we do have 2 progress towards it, thank goodness. But yeah, we got to be careful with progressing time tracks. Okay. The engineer's turn is over. We've done 2 actions. Now we got to draw our event card. And of course my my charger cable is knocking all these event cards over. Okay. Got to shuffle it real quick. All right. Card number 1. We are in no biome at all. So all time tracks go up by 1. That's not necessarily good. So from a time track perspective, this goes up by 1. This gets 1. And this gets 1. And then we have this goes to salvo. Salvo. Each crew member in the sector with bombardment has to exhaust 3 dice or roll a danger die. Then place the bombardment in a sector 1 number higher. If there's no sectors with a higher number, place it in sector 1. Okay, so it was an 8, now it moved to 1. Ah, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, engineer's turns over. Now we move to recon. Recon's up. So we're going to get out of dodge. There's nothing to do on the bridge anymore. So we're going to travel to here. That makes us exhaust a die. And I'm going to exhaust a blue basic. Then I'm here. I could try to grab a small equipment card from the armory. The equipment cards, like we all have those cards that give you automatic successes of a certain type. And like the recon has like the arm strength one, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we need to keep going. So here you can see we can go up or down. Because to get to here, here, or here, I have to either go, like this middle one you can do from up or down. And then this one you can only get to from down, and that one you can only get to from up. So we're going to go after the interceptor as soon as possible. So I'm going to travel again to here for my second action. And the travel step is the card that's currently face up, and it's a pretty gentle one. We just move to a connected sector if we fail. We could get alien tech leads, by the way. I'm not really focusing on that too much. We do have to put a cube here, though, because we did progress time tracks, so I forgot to do that. But for a compass or a computer, I can refresh 2 dice. I do have 1 spent, and then whatever one of these would get spent too, and then we move. So let me get the token on there. I'm going to see, compass or a computer. I'll roll the compass. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if we can get it. And there it is. I got the compass. So we succeed, and then we get to refresh too. So I'll refresh the compass and the basic blue that I just spent. And then we get to move to the connected sector. So we're now here, and now I'm going to do log 710. Oh, I got to roll D10. All right, let's do that. Oh, a 2 is not good. Higher numbers always seem to do better in this game. Oh. Why doesn't this work? Oh, because you got to scroll it.
After action report 7-5D.
The shortest route to our destination led through the torpor chambers, a long section of the ship filled with small pods where the remaining 5,000 of Vanguard's crew members dreamt, submerged in a quiet drug-induced slumber. Irrigator-heavy infantry was there, in their bulbous, heavy suits, their thick mechanical arms ripping the pods apart. It was the first time I'd seen them up close. They moved in methodical, machine-like fashion. I immediately began to doubt whether these were living creatures or just another type of automated war machine this aggressive race hides behind. The human victims who survived being ripped out of their chambers shivered on the ground, dying from the shock of sudden awakening. We had to do something.
All players discuss. So stop the aggregators from destroying the pods. This will make completing your primary mission on time harder. Order your crew to protect the pods. Ignore the pods. I know I just said I hate the idea of dying, but we're going to order the crew to protect the pods. So here we go. Again, I'm ordering crew to protect the pods, and the key word was protect. So I am going to assign some more security officers to this. I have some rank 2s. This is my veteran rank 2, which I am very cautious because I don't want him to die. But I will assign Vocajlo, and I'm actually going to assign one more. I'm going to do the one with the arm strength. And then I did a recon. I did engineer last time. I'm going to add a science. And let's do a recon, but I'm not going to do a veteran. We will do Gia. And I'm going to do the eyeball because I think since these are aggregators, this is alien tech. So I'm going to put those 4 on the job. And I understand they might die. I'm sort of a fan of letting them do the job, though, because if they can succeed, that's one less action we have to do. Place card P238. Alright, so here's what we got. Torpor chambers. So this is chase off the aggregators, which is a lot of, dice and danger checks. Here you can remove an enemy marker. We would gain a success token and go to the log. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we didn't get a success token from the last thing we did. Okay. If the sum of your crew members is rank 2 or more, progress by 2. And you can see we only need 4 progress. The sum of our crew members is just 1 crew member is rank 2, so I overkilled that again. And then for every chosen crew member from the security or recon section, progress it by 2. So we're done. I actually added 1 security, 2 security, and a recon. So we overkilled this thing by a giant mile, but the symbol didn't matter. So again, too much overkill, but I sort of like it because at the same time, it did save me my primary crew members from having to do the mission. So this says remove a marker from the enemy advantage slot, so they're down to 0 now. So that's done. Then we're going to gain a success token, so I'm going to do that. And then it says we're going to go to log 502, but I have a feeling it's going to be automatic because it's going to ask me if they succeeded. And I'm going to say yes, and it's going to go to 502 automatically. But we have to see if we died first. And this is the part, of course, that I don't like. So we're going to start with the top here. We got Gia. And she did not die. Next up is Ko. Did not die. Next up is Nicholas Green. That was bad, but did not die. And then Vocajlo. This is our rank 2. Oh, this one needs to be re-rolled. Because, look at it. It needs to be re-rolled. It looked like it was going to be bad. And we're good. Alright. So, we survived again. I did not want to risk our veteran officers just because they're so hard to get. But I still have a few that we can use. Okay, we gain a success token, which I'm going to assume is the one that was written on the card. Replace 238 with card P002, which I'm going to assume is a all's clear. Oh, there's several of them. Are they all the same? They look like they are. A moment of calm. So it does get discarded, though, when this progresses along. So that's interesting. So this becomes a moment of calm. And that was our 2 actions to move. We resolved a lot, actually. And now I'm going to have to draw an event. So the biome for this is that does match. So we're not going to... We get bombardment. Place this card in your sector. While it's in your sector, you may not perform special actions. I'm okay with that. That goes there. And basically, just can't do any special actions while we're in a moment of calm. So that worked out, excuse me, just fine. Okay, so his turn's over. Now we move to the science officer. So you could argue with the science officer, maybe we should go over and up, right? And we're just going to resolve thing after thing after thing. But I want to focus. And what I mean by that is I want to get this interceptor out as soon as possible. It's just that the science officer, well, actually, science officer does have symbols that'll help. So I'm actually going to move 1, 2 like this. And then the question just becomes, you know, did I want to stop along the way and get equipment? I would love equipment, but at the moment, that's all I want to do. So my turn's over. I'm just going to draw an event. And basically, nothing matches because we need to do the, it has to be the pyramid with the sun on top. So everything is going to progress by 1. And I got to be careful here and do everything properly. This one goes by 1. This one goes by 1. And then this progresses. This one, and this one, which says reload. So reload is place the bombardment marker in the sector 1 number higher, and that's it. So it's reloading. So it doesn't shoot this time. So now it's in the 2. Okay. So last but not least, we have the security officer. So for that one, I really will do the other way. I'll go across and then up. And I forgot, the science officer had to discard a die here. And then this was a dice check that we just automatically pass. So I don't need to do anything there. So for the science officer, though, I will get rid of a blue basic. And then for the security, we got to do a similar thing. We're going to get rid of, we'll get rid of the science one. Yeah, because I don't need science to fight the aggregator. Alright, so we're going to do log 710, and I'm assuming that I'm assigning crew members to this one as well. So I've been overkilling it so far, but I'm okay with that. Alright, so here we got to roll a d10. Let's get a better number. We got an 8 this time. And now I'm learning that this is actually a scroll wheel. There we go.
After action report 5-7.
That's when we heard this god-awful slurping sound, as if someone was choking on a bucket of jello. We turned the corner and found 3 flight deck engineers with pipes and wrenches surrounding a lone irrigator. They managed to knock it to its knees and smash open its bulbous helmet. I thought that for the first time that I'd see one of them up close, yet inside was just another machine, submerged in some sort of organic slime. Heavy blows fractured its metal skull, letting out a tangle web of luminescent fibers. Even though the creature was clearly synthetic, its eyes and gestures seemed to indicate it's in ultimate agony.
Okay, do we let the crew have fun with the creature, or chase them away and let the creature die in peace? What kind of decision is this? Well, first of all, it's mean and cruel. If the creature's dying, these crew members need to be defending the ship elsewhere. Go kill another aggregator. So I'm going to chase them away. They need to move on. Alright, so that would be for the security officer. No problem. We will get rid of the green basic. Oh, that's it. I wonder what else would have had to happen there. So I'm guessing because I rolled an 8, it was a simple decision like that. Where if I were to roll a 1 or a 2, it would have been something like, you know, you need crew members to come in and help you. I think this thing probably had a whole bunch of variety of threats. So the higher number you rolled, the less invasive the threat is. Like in this case, the aggregator's already, you know, near dead. Okay, let's draw the event. I have only drawn 2 event cards, so I think I forgot to draw an event for the scientists. So let's do that real quick. No, I had to have, because that's how the bombardment thing moved. Why is it that I only have 2 event cards in my discard pile? Who did I forget to draw an event for? Nope, one of the event cards had the symbol that matched. Oh, this one, and it's actually still on the board. I apologize. Brain fart. Okay, we are in a situation where, yeah, it's the symbol with the sun on top, so everything's going to progress by 1 again, and the engineer is going to take some damage. So these 2 go up. This is going to reset the track and add 2 advantage markers to the enemy track. This one goes up, this one goes up, and then this is a salvo, and we're actually in the location. Each crew member in the sector has to discard 3 dice or roll the C damage die. And then this is going to move to 3, which is up here. What's the C damage die? This is the engineer. I'm going to roll the C damage die. And that, my friends, is a nothing. So that's excellent. C, nothing. Oh, that was a risky thing to do, but I didn't want to lose my dice because I need my engineer to do an action. So the problem I have is I still have to move to get anywhere. So the engineer is going to help him. Now, I think I have to do log 710 again because it never told me to put something there. Yeah, I got to do it log 710 again. Yep, it's asking me to roll die. This time we got a 6.
After action report 5-5.
On our way, we passed by the ship's brig. At the time, there were a couple of known troublemakers in the cells, including one mutineer who shot an officer. They were banging on the doors, asking us to let them out. They promised to join the fight. I knew the captain or the security section leader wouldn't like that, and that many of these people would use this opportunity to run. However, keeping them locked in this hell seemed inhumane.
Oh, what an interesting choice. What an interesting choice. I would hope that, barring the most sadistic of sadistic, that a prisoner would realize that if the ship is under attack, they need to help. I just feel like something bad's going to happen. Oh, I'm going to let him out. Oh, I hate this decision. Remove a marker from the enemy advantage, so they're down to 1. Oh, lower the morale. I don't like lowering the morale. But it is done. Morale goes down. You jerk. I don't get that extra command token anymore. So I go from high to medium. Fair enough, fair enough. I did just let the criminals run amok. But that's all that happened, so I guess that's something. Then we get to move again. So I'm going to move. This is another dice check, of course. But I'm going to go here to this section. And of course there's nothing to do because that's the end of my turn. I don't have to actually roll any dice. I don't have any injury dice to roll with it. So I'm just going to move successfully there. And, yeah. Now I got to draw an event. So this one happens to have Pinwheel and that pyramid, although it's neither of them. So I got to moved all the tracks by 1. So this is not good. This card gets discarded. This card gets discarded. So the event card is gone. The moment of calm is gone. Doesn't take long, does it? Like these guys haven't been able to take another turn. And not only did the bombardment thing move to them, but it's going to hit them now. It's just such a jerky jerk thing. Here, reset. This gets 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 markers go on. And this one, add 1 marker to the enemy advantage slot. And then discard this condition. So now we got sudden tremors. Whenever you rest or exert, refresh 1 die less. Oh, you suck. Salvo. So here, I have to exhaust 3 dice or do a damage. And I don't like it, but I'm going to do this. We're going to do Recon Officer first. And I'm just going to exhaust 1 die, which is way better than 3. So I'm going to exhaust the blue basic. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the Science Officer. And that's even better. Okay, the exhaust 1 die thing is like 3 sides of this, and that's way better than exhausting 3 dice. So the damage, this die is actually a better possibility than having to exhaust 3. But we got really, really lucky with that one. And yeah, then this thing goes up another sector. So now it's on Sector 4, which is exactly where we're trying to go. Yay us. Okay. Engineer is done. Now we can finally get to business. So for Action 1, the Recon is going to travel to here, but the card changed. So the travel says I have to spend a blue or a red to move to a connected sector. Otherwise, I'm rolling a damage die. So I do have to spend something. And unfortunately, my blue die... here we go. I'm going to use this special ability. Spend a charge to roll 1 die from your spent pool and add it to your roll pool. I want to roll my basic. Otherwise, it was a wild child, which is 50% accident, and accident doesn't count. Or hold on, it's a color. The accident would count. It doesn't matter. This is still a brilliant move. So I'm going to do this, and it goes back into my spent pool, and then that allows me to travel to where I am. And so I am going to do a special action. And here you can see it requires a arm, a shield, an eyeball, or a computer to move this sucker up. And I think I want to roll the mother load here. So here's an eyeball. Here's a shield and an arm. I don't have a computer monitor, but I have 2 wild children. I'm going to roll them both. Now, this does not... It says if the Irrigator War Swarm is on the planet board, I roll a different damage die, but it's a A. So I got to do that as well. Okay, as far as cards go, I only have 2. I could reroll a red and reroll a green. That's all I get to do. I can, if I want, add a basic die from... but I don't. I think I'm good. I really would like to get some Vanguard symbols. So that would be ideal here. Come on, get a good roll. And I rolled horrible. Oh my goodness, was that horrible. Okay, this needs to be re-rolled because it's on 2 sides. Alright, that's going to be an injury. And this is as awful gets. Holy cow. I got 1 success. I'm going to re-roll a green and a red according to my my cards. Yeah. Oh my gosh. No! Come on! I get one and only one success. The good news is there's at least no penalty for missing. But holy cow, this should have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I got the thing done. I got one progress out of all that, and then all these dice go into my spent pool. And I got an injury. Ugh, come on. That was ticky-tacky to the core. What die do I want to... I'll put it on my blue. Not happy about that. That was poor. Very, very poor. And then all my cards are gone. So now I draw an event. The symbols do not match. So everything goes up by 1 again, which is not good. So 1, 1, 1, 1, and then reload, which helps. So this goes from 4 to 5. Okay, recon officer stunk. The science officer now has to move over, has to spend a red or a blue. We're going to go ahead and try to do the science symbol. Passes, so we made it through. And now it's time to try to pass this test. So again, strong arm, shield, eyeball, or computer monitor. Here's a computer monitor. Here's an eyeball. Here's a shield. And then we're going to add a wild child. We do have to add this. And for as cards go, I got a reroll of one of them. I can refresh 2 blue dice or whatever, but let's do this. Come on, do better than that last jump. It's a little bit better. This is a wound, so we're going to gain a wound. It's a little bit early to be getting wounds, so I got to give this somewhere. I'm going to put this on. I think I'm going to put it on red. And then we got 2 successes. No, 1 success for sure. This sounds as a science symbol, so that is not a success. And then this is also not a success. So you stink. I rolled awful again. I get to reroll 1 die with a card. So I will do that. And which one? This one's a 50% chance of getting that again. So I think I just want to do one of these. There we go. So I at least got 2 successes out of the deal. But that's it. Only 2. Oh. So this thing is like the slowest moving thing ever. And I got nobody else here. So that means I got 2 other players to draw event cards. That's going to make this thing... I am not happy about this. That was miserable rolling. I've been rolling really well every other mission. And then this happens. And now I'm getting wounds. Man, I just... They give you a whole crap ton of symbols. You just have to match any of them. And, the recon officer could have tried to help. There's nothing to help, because he blew his whole load of dice too. Oh, he could have exerted. I don't think I'm ready to exert yet. I honestly thought I would have succeeded, so there was no reason to exert. So, now here we go. Event card. Doesn't match. You may spend 2 to gain 1 supply and roll... Nope, I'm not doing that. We don't do this. We're doing the top. All progress by 1. So, again, we're close to bad things happening. And this card goes away. So now we got decompression. Hull damage causes the air vent into space. Each sector on the planet board additionally has the... I think that's probably the pinwheel. Yeah, the pinwheel icon. As far as moving goes, it's just any die. Alright. That's fair enough. And then the salvo happens. The good news is nobody's there, and now it moves to 6. So next up is the security officer, who's back here. Now I split them up because I thought, okay, 2 is all that you need to kill off one of these things, but it's a very poor choice. If I'm in a room with a Vanguard symbol, I can do the special action to reduce the enemy advantage. But I'm going to move over, and we got to try to kill this aggregator here. It's the same symbols as before. So I have all 4 red dice, Wild Childs, and the shield, right? And then eyeball or computer monitor, which he doesn't have either of those. I can add the computer monitor and eyeball from the engineer, because the engineer is in the room, and I will do that. So eyeball and computer monitor, engineer is going to help. I can spend a charge to draw 2 cards from my section deck. I am not going to do that yet. So let's roll his primary dice. And I did better. I did get 1 unexpected, but this is much, much better. And then the engineers, the green basic doesn't help, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even need that to succeed. And then as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Removes a marker. And then from the enemy advantage slot, and then we're going to go to log 87, which I'm pretty sure that's going to go away. But let's do that. Oh, before I do this, I want to get the dice back to the right person so I don't get confused. Discard P233 from your sector, because there is the medbay card underneath it. So I'm assuming that just unlocked the medbay. Are there no more on the board? Are there no more? So the answer is no, because there is more. Is there a revealed log number? No. Okay. So we're on the medbay. So what does the medbay do? For a DNA, you can discard an injury die. You can push the injured into action. So for this, and this, you could go to log 364. I don't know what that means, but you get to take people out of medbay? I don't understand what that is, but it's a big action. Whatever it is, you got to use 3 symbols. And then there's 2 unique discoveries we have yet to find. Here we go. Event. It does not match. Well, hold on. Let me look. Yeah, there's no match at all. So everything progresses by 1. So again, this guy we failed to kill, jerk, puts 2 more tokens out. This one moves up. This one gets 1. And then this one does salvo. And he's right where we are. Okay, engineer. I rolled a blank. And then security officer. I rolled, what is the salvo? What letter? C. Oh, excellent. I rolled the one that's usually bad, but for this one, it's nothing. So both of them survive the salvo just fine. And then this moves to 7, so he's finally somewhere that we're not. And it's the engineer's turn. Okay, so the only problem with both of them being here is, do I really want to do this medbay action? I don't know. I mean, like, why do I want to push the injured into action? So it's a DNA, science, and computer monitor. I do have a DNA. I think I took the science out of the game. I had the die, I just didn't start the game with one. And the computer monitor is also out of the game. Alright, I need to pause, and then I will be back. Okay, I am back, and I think for the engineer, I don't care about the med bay thing. I really don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel, and get to the next aggregator thing. Or I'm going to try to reduce the enemy advantage, because you could see here I could remove some cubes. But I have to be in a sector with the Vanguard, and this is the only sector that has the Vanguard, so I was in the wrong sector. Now, of the three, in the order to unlock them, that medbay was the least... It was the last one I wanted to kill. I wanted to do this one first. Yeah, the engineer just needs to move, and we're going to try to get this irrigator. Most of our dice are consumed. Well, not most, but by the time I do this move, they will be. I gotta consume 2 dice. So I'm gonna do the wrench and the basic red. And this needs to be re-rolled. So I do have that, which is annoying. So I'm gonna spend a card. That'll let me do another one, and there we go. So both of the moves are successful. So these all go into the spent pool, and unfortunately the turn's over. So I just took all my turn just to get there, and these irrigators are just constantly adding more and more cubes. So 2, 4, I have 7 cubes right now added. We could do the reduce enemy advantage thing. Yeah, can't do that right now either. So here we go. That symbol does not match. So everything moves up by 1. So that means this one goes back on the board. This one clears. And we put 2 cubes out. So we're at 9 cubes on that thing. And then this one is reloading. So 7 goes to 8. So we're back over to here. All right. Engineer is done. Now we're back to recon. Oh, my battery's low. So recon is up. Sorry. Hey there, folks. So my phone just rang. My neighbor is broken down, and I need to go help them out. So I got to wrap this up immediately and get going. So I don't think it's going to take very long to help them. It's just a dead battery. So I just got to get there and help them get jump started. So we should be able to resume this later tonight. And I need to do something. I will put this lander here to show that it's the recon's turn whenever I get back. And basically, my thoughts we're going to for sure kick this butt. And so I think I need to do a rest action to get some dice back, and then we're going to pound this thing. Now, of course, we got injury die we have to deal with, but I think we can get this done. So that's it. I'm going to do that when I get back. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.